Welcome back, and part one of the series, our trip to Tassie. Now I want to start two little bits of info where I've had a lot of questions from the previous video, which was the snippet video. Suspension. A lot of people have asked, what suspension did I go with? This is stock, off-the-shelf Toyota suspension. The only help are the airbags in the rear. The second thing, information about the catch can I do have. Toyota have announced that they released a factory catch can on the vehicle, but the catch can they're referring to is the transmission one. So that's that little can that I actually had out in one of the previous videos when I was extending that breather. I wasn't even sure what it was at the time when I was looking at it right in front of me. So that's the can that they're referring to. There is nothing on the motor. So sit back, we're 100 k's from home, here we go. So 100 k's in to our big trip to Tassie. What we've been doing in that 100 k's is I've been towing in fourth gear. Now towing in fourth gear here with such high revs, you get used to the revs quite quickly. You know, 20 minutes later we weren't even hearing the 3000 RPM the motor was doing. It was still way quieter than the V8 in top gear. But what you do grow to like is the actual torque you have in that gear. When you do come up to another vehicle to park, it's just slightly put your foot down and it goes. And then when you do come down to a corner and you back off, it feels like it holds a little bit, it doesn't run away. But this headwind that we're punching into right now, it's pushing the car all over the place. So I hate to think what it's going to be like at the other end on the Bowser. Marulin, Goulburn. So a bit of a food stop, good old tuna. Can I come to this restaurant?
Yes. Of course you can.
Cool. Shoes on, shoes off. Hang on a minute. Oh, shoes off. Hello, what's for dinner?
Well,
oh,
tuna
yum, noodles and
can you smell
tuna.
it already?
Yeah. You can't forget cucumber with tuna. Keep
Beautifully.
slicing. Yummo. Delicacy. Good break. Have a look at this. A luxury. Just the lights. Down. See that? Yeah. Perfect. Up. Ooh, up.
Dad,
up.
can
Down.
we go driving?
Oh yeah, okay. How good's that? An overnight stop at Juggiong. So this is where I'm going to start to conserve a little bit, go back into fifth, because we've hit a little over 400 kilometres with a quarter of a tank to go. So this one's going to hurt at the Bowser, I feel. Dun dun dun! Not only do you get a light, but you actually get a fuel low reading. Alright, next fuel, Holbrook, 10 kilometres away. Realistically, there should be 20 litres in the tank with that light on, but we'll check that when we stop. Next tank we're going to tow in fifth. Alright, let's step into the office and do some paperwork. 21 litres per 100, so that was using fourth gear. That's not going to happen again. So this tank I'm going to use fifth gear a lot more. So you can see here, fourth gear, sitting on 100, we're at 3000 RPM, go into fifth, and it drops at 1000 RPM. So the motor's working a lot less. Surely that's going to use less fuel. Now if it was bullet truck in tow, which is a ton heavier than the Jayco, you know, that might pay off in keeping the gearbox a lot cooler. Time will tell. So with fuel consumption like that, there's no room for cafe luxury breakfast, are there? Plus we've got to eat all our fruit and veg before we actually get off the boat, don't we?
Yeah, that's okay, it's good for us.
Good for us. Have a look what just pulled up.
Whoa.
That's like a drag tractor. That is cool. V8 in a tractor. Is that a patrol? It is. Well into Victoria now. We've stopped in at Glenrowan to visit Ned Kelly. I remember learning about him like it was yesterday. It was around 1982. I would have been 10 years old and in year 3 or 4. And the controversy. Ned Kelly was a police murderer, an armed robber, a horse thief. But to all his supporters, he was Robin Hood. It's still such a fond piece of Australian history to me. And seeing the kids now learning about him at school, it was actually nice to get to come and visit this place. It was time to hit the road. So this second tank, I'm mainly in fifth, only going back to fourth on the hills. So still in the manual form. We've hit the halfway mark on the tank and we're 20 k's better off already. So it seems as though that fuel light comes on with 30 litres left in the tank, if these are 130 litre tanks. Second night, we've pulled into a caravan park at Werribee South. Bit of skating. So we're only half an hour away now from getting onto the Spirit. We'll stay hooked up, get a good night's sleep and take off in the morning. Bit of barbie for dinner. At this price and less litres, it's a $50 saving. It still works out at 20 litres per 100. Now that was pushing, so that was doing 110 the whole way from Sydney to where we are now. We're about to board the Spirit of Tasmania, and I'm sure that if I was sitting on 100 that they would be better, but we didn't and they're not. It's quite thirsty. So while the V8 on that 7,000k trip up north, I got better numbers than that. I was not holding the speed limit and I definitely wasn't pulling 110 for hours on end. So there's the difference. A little bit more fuel consumption, get there quicker, and stay with the traffic.
It's been cold here for a couple of days now, so this jumper by Penrite is definitely helping. Nicholas has got the Penrite water bottle, I got the Penrite coaster, and Nicholas and I both have hats. You can get it at the Penrite shop, online.
We don't know where we are or what we're doing.
That one's got big gates on it.
Hope you're liking this so
Spirit of Tassie, which way? Straight.
Passenger terminal, straight.
Coming in, but it's late. Look at it.
It's having a snooze on the water.
And this guy's driving around with his roof up.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Okay, which one do you want? I'm gonna go outside. What is this thing? Is this a Mercedes?
It looks new to me.
It's very new, but what is it?
How many motorbikes?
What is it? Isn't there a badge on the front?
Guys.
An indicator in the snorkel. So apparently it's a company called Ineos and it's a Granada, he said. Instead of the Land Rover bringing out the 110, somebody from Ineos who love Land Rovers bought out the company and they've brought it out. So it's got a BMW motor, all Bosch electrics, old school low range shifter, a Z8 gearbox, pretty cool looking machine actually. Oh, the first checkpoint. Boat in the rear view mirror. It's running late, about an hour.
Look at it.
Good morning. You seem to be quick. This lane's moving awesome.
I'll try. Cabin numbers on those for you. They're also the keys. Okay. If you head forward, they'll pop you into a lane.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Look at this guy. Where's he taking us?
Behind the big boat.
Oh.
Excited?
I am excited, but they say we won't get there till midnight.
That's not so good.
There's been a problem with the back doors of the Spirit, and they're getting 2 new ones made. One will be here in June, so maybe they're just not fixing them properly because they've sold them. These 2 boats are sold. We're going deep down into the ocean, and this is the crowd. They want to see carnage.
Here you go, guys.
Into the Spirit. Will it make it? But it's left or right. This is the marshal for the next event, what he wants. Hi, car. What's going on? Do we know we're going the right way?
Absolutely no.
Hey!
8,003.
Bingo!
You got your ticket, Mills?
I feel seasick already.
You've got the tickets.
Oh my gosh.
It's how come it's rocking like that so much already?
Because you're shaking the GoPro.
It's like we're on a boat. How's it look? Oh, they didn't even clean the window for us. This is our go-to room.
It's good, huh?
Nice hat.
Oh, thanks.
We're 8 stories high and that window looks like it's got salt water on it. Does that mean the seas are that big out there? Long way up. 7 stories. So in the distance there, look at all the Fords. The F-150s or whatever they are. They would have come off a boat. Bye-bye mainland. We're heading overseas, aren't we, kids?
Oh, I forgot something at home.
What?
My motorbike.
Around the halfway mark, everyone runs to the window like we're looking in a mirror. But that's the second Spirit of Tasmania. One heads to the mainland and one heads to Tassie. And Shell's theory is that they have them halfway so that if one ship's sinking, the other can help. We've arrived! So we got a little bit of sleep, couple of hours. It's 10 o'clock. Now if I try and describe the feeling I felt when I did hit the open button on the key and I saw no indicators, embarrassing would be the first word that comes to mind.
Well,
Do you want to start up?
Now, fire it up.
It's funny.
Turn your lights off.
Now I probably would have been calling out the same thing. Turn your lights off, turn your lights off. That's the daytime light. I can't turn that off. It had me stumped a little bit when I first bought the car. I couldn't find on the stalk there how to turn anything off. So a rookie error in leaving the Anderson plug hooked up, feeding the fridge in the caravan. Now the humidity down here must be crazy because this is a very often occurrence. Apparently there's at least one dead battery on every boat ride. And yes, that is a GU patrol that I'm hooked up to. Now we don't get warned about it. Nobody told us to unplug your Anderson plugs or your trailer hitches. But what they do suggest is to turn your alarm off sensitive. So if the ship does start to rock and roll, alarms do go off, and apparently that is the main cause of their flat batteries. So they'll tell us about that. Also too, I saw 3 separate jump start boxes fail on this battery of mine. And when they do get down and dead, you do need a second vehicle and old school jumper leads to get them going again.
Oh, thank goodness.
We made it, but wow, we didn't need that. I was half asleep, car wouldn't start. Must be charging because it's got 13.3, so still not properly charged in 14 volt, but it will. But not very good that it drained the battery after one day. And you can jump start these new cars without doing any damage by the look of it. Anyway, welcome to Tasmania, kids and viewers.
Hello. We're half asleep.
Late wait to come on.
Yeah, people coming on. Looks like a caravan park. So after the debacle of last night, getting back to our car with those issues, big day on the water, this is what we get to wake up to for the next 2 mornings. Mersey Bluff we're at. While I slept good, I was wondering how did that battery go flat? That's a start, we didn't even have that last night. Okay, we got reds, and it starts.
I've lost my glasses.
Good morning.
Find them with me marbles.
Where are we now?
We are at,
Very fun.
we're on our way out to Turner's Beach, and we're at a berry farm. The Berry Patch.
Oh, wow, yum.
Inside, look!
Oh my goodness.
The biggest ones are inside of them.
That catch you've got there.
They are amazing.
They're basically a juice bomb in your mouth.
A juice bomb in your mouth, I love it. Nothing like eating fruit straight off the tree.
So we're at the berry patch and look at this magnificent harvest of berries. Yum.
So now tug of war.
Tug of war, go.
So the itinerary that we'd set, we wanted to spend 2 nights in Devonport.
Oh, they're winning. Go kids. Go kids. Oh no.
Obviously the first night, we got in late.
Don't let it fall, don't let it fall.
So the second day, the plan was to jam as much stuff as we could into it. Windows on Westella Pickled Pantry. Tasmanian pickled onions.
Let's go.
Bon appetit. We visit a little town called Penguin. The town features a picturesque esplanade, lots of scenic walks, and the drive along the coast was breathtaking. And unfortunately, no, we didn't see any of the fairy penguins. We were also lucky enough that it was a Sunday, as this little town boasts Tasmania's largest undercover market. It was time to move on, and we were heading to Stanley. Now that there out the window, that's called the Nut. Apparently, you could walk up the Nut, and the idea of it being an ancient volcano had Nicholas frothing. Stanley's another pretty little town with a population of just under 600, and it's also the second last major township on the northwest coast when travelling west. We had an amazing bistro lunch at the Stanley Hotel. Big meal at the Stanley Hotel, amazing food. So far, all the food we've had over here has been amazing. A little bit of info about the Nut. Very popular attraction to people coming to this part of northwest Tasmania. And as I said earlier, the remains of an ancient volcanic plug. Now it is rather steep, and you'll be climbing the full 152 metres to get to the summit. If you're not feeling fit, there are chairlifts that'll take you up.
Oh, I got it, look at it, I just missed it.
And once at the top, can be circumnavigated on foot, and it's quite flat up there. Happy birthday, Fortnite!
Yay!
I believe its original name was Circular Head. I'd say it took us 10-20 minutes to get to the top, and then the full walk around the top of the surface and back down, probably an hour, but well worth it. So calming in here. It smells beautiful. Yeah, it does smell beautiful. You wouldn't know it's windy. Awesome photo opportunities. The day we had here today, it was quite windy. I'd just like to thank my sneakers for putting up with me. Nearly everywhere in Tassie, when you're on the edge of a mountain, it's windy. So I think we utilised the day really well. Shell got to see some amazing things that she had on her list. But then to top it off, we got a table at Mrs. Jones' restaurant. Now apparently, this is one of Tassie's best restaurants. So all the locals that we've spoken to have all said, you've got to take your wife to this restaurant. Now yes, it is more of a fancy type restaurant, but I tell you, the food there was amazing. You're sitting up in a tower overlooking the beach. Reminded me of one of those surf clubs in Queensland where you can go for a feed and a drink, only fancier. Shell had a ball, and the happy birthdays start here. It's time to leave our first camp in Tasmania, Mersey Bluff. Now this was the closest caravan park to the docks. Wow, look at that morning. So we leave today. Our next stop is Launceston. Third tank of the trip. We've been driving it a little bit differently. Half a tank gone, and we're at 312 kilometres. That's going to be a lot better at the Bowser. Perfect opportunity here. This is quite a steep takeoff. We're on narrow streets. I would have had to go back in a low range there for sure. The auto, just throw it into one, turning right here. Yes?
Yep.
Cataract Gorge. Are we allowed to take caravans up here? The turns tell me no. No real parking caravans. They had bus parking, so we've snagged a spot here where we can do a drive-through. First we take in the sights of Cataract Gorge. Oh, we're paying for parking.
Yeah, I think just 2 hours will be enough, don't you?
Yep. I guess you're here, you're a tourist, you do the touristy thing. Not the most spectacular gorge I've ever seen. Look at this, the Penrite girls. Too good. This could be the most dangerous part of this tour. No, don't do that. So Cataract Gorge lies only 15 minutes walk from the city of Launceston. And apparently this gorge is 65 million years old. Lucky you didn't have lunch. Come on, squeeze through. And again, a very popular tourist attraction, obviously bringing people into Launceston itself. The Go Anywhere lunch stop, bring your own Jayco. We dropped Shell off at a vineyard. So while Mum's at wine tasting, donuts and a game of headbands. So what am I? I don't know. Oh, here she is, ready to move on. We're gonna go home a bit heavier. What's in the bags? Ooh, nice. Tonight's camp is a free bush camp, apparently near some nice falls. Now there's a lot of free camping in Tasmania if you know where to look. A challenge has been set, getting the van in here off the highway. It's not a big road, but it is the main road, calling it the highway. Whoa, I'm gonna hit it. Ew. That is so close. All right, now we're gonna get a spot.
No, you're on it, Jen.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back. Is it gonna free it or is it gonna make it work?
It's sitting on the maxes at the moment. That's it. Do you want to take them off?
Yeah, I might have. Been here before, haven't we?
We have.
cut it.
Yeah.
Bit of firewood, that's dry. Better, right?
Yeah. You can come back a little bit more and then you've got to stop.
On our way to the Bay of Fires, having left Launceston, looking for somewhere to stay, and we come across this. Free camp, we can have a fire, and there's a couple of falls to look at, which we'll show you soon. Have a look at this. We've managed to get in that gate, we've cut some trees down, we've made clearance for the van. What do you think? Have I turned it up for you? One of my best?
It's one of your best.
And we're camouflaged too, look, like you can't even see us in here.
No.
Like a donkey in the fog. I thought I'd do a bit of pruning here for tomorrow, so I'm going to have to take this corner wide to get it back out on the road safely. Beautiful this way.
Yeah?
Told ya. Another walk.
Oh,
How many walks does she want to
Well,
do?
this is an easy one, 5 minutes they say. How long is it going to take us, Nicholas? 2.
Timer.
Let's get there.
Waterfall.
Cool. 2 really nice falls in the area, not far from camp either. Yeah, but you get a bit of, you'd be able to swim in that. Makeshift camp. We're having spag bowl.
Ooh, your one? Yummy.
Yeah, my one. Bit of a once over on flat ground. We'll check that oil. Okay, is that signs of it using a touch? We'll have to keep an eye on that. I do have some synthetic oil on board. White sand. And fine. How fine is it? It's not the best day to give you the example, but similar to Lake Mackenzie. Millie just made the reference, and the light blue water to the dark blue. Please join us in the next episode. There's so much more for us to show you.
Make sure to hit the bell because you'll get notified when a new video comes out. And this is only like the stage 1 of our adventure, so we've got so much to do.
Now tell me, did you really sell the V8? Dope! I hope you enjoyed this one, and as always, thanks for watching.